Hey, what's up guys? MGH here. Welcome back to another episode of my Wolves career mode. We're getting closer to the end of Season 1. Our first game coming up in this episode is Aston Villa, who were expected to do very well this season, but they're not even in the top 6 right now. We are clear by 6 points, but a couple of teams have less games than us, a couple of teams have more games played than us, so we don't really know where we stand right now, but it is looking very likely that we will be able to gain automatic promotion, which is exactly what we want, and of course to do it in style and winning the championship would be ideal. So we get off to a great start here against Aston Villa, and today we're going to do another one of those episodes where we get a lot of games put in. I think we're only going to have one more episode after this one to finish Season 1, and Aston Villa started quite well as well, so it was a pretty even start to the game. We get very close to opening the scoring there with Dalot, who was coming in for Doherty today. And I'm really happy with Dalot. The fact that he was only 2 million as well, which is a bit of a bargain if you ask me. But Aston Villa were not playing, I would say, very well, but they were very tough. They were very, very difficult to break down. So the first half ended 0-0 there. And going into the second half, I knew I had to move the ball around a little bit quicker. And you can see it really pays off early on in the second half. 52 minutes in, and it is Jota with yet another goal for Wolves. Now, I saw some comments in the last episode, some people saying that I really should be focusing on keeping him next season, or, bringing him back instead of going for Andre Silva. So, again, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Let's say I've got 30 million, maybe 40 million. I don't know how much I'm going to have next year in Season 2 in my budget. Should I be prioritising a striker, or should I be primarily trying to get Jota back? Leave your thoughts below, because Jota has been absolutely fantastic for us. So we get off to a good start. And now we go into our next game against Burton Albion, who were not doing so well in the league. I thought I could really take advantage of them today and see if we can get a nice set of 3 points once again. And we get off to a cracking start. Not even 10 minutes has gone onto the clock, and Bonatini scores. Lovely finish, but I got very lucky. A nice bit of skill, rolling it through the defender's legs, but deflected off one of their defenders into Bonatini, who would have been offside had it been passed by a Wolves player. But now we're getting another chance. Bonatini this time not able to score. It would have been spectacular on the volley. But it was very, very nice indeed. A great attempt which just goes over the bar. Somehow, I don't know how we haven't scored there with Lato. It actually deflects off Bonatini. And then we get another chance. I was absolutely all over them right now. Lovely ball over to Lato. And again, we get a shot away which is saved. And he's offside, but he has put it in the back of the net this time at least. Could have easily been 3, maybe even 4-0 in this first half, which was pretty crazy. But we weren't done just then. We still wanted to get a couple more attempts on goal before we go in at the break. So here's Doherty, passes it inside to Bonatini, who passes it back to Neves. Has a strike, which is so close to creeping into that top left corner. Keeper was nowhere to be seen. He was not going to be reaching that. It was a shame it wasn't on target. I don't feel like I've scored enough worldies myself this season. We've conceded quite a few. But do you know what? That goal, although it's not a worldie, and to me a worldie is maybe a long shot, 30 yards, 40 yards out into the top corner, whatever. But that is still an absolutely fantastic goal. I love the little build-up play and the passing. And then we go ahead and concede a lovely goal. I mean, what can I do about that except from the fact that I couldn't switch to my defenders? I tried switching 3 times. You can see me moving my defenders around and my midfielders away. Like, I just could not switch to the right player there to defend that. Sometimes I feel like the game does it to wind you up. Really bothers me. Another shot coming in there from Neves, which goes wide, but we are still winning this one 2-1. We have the advantage going into the final 10 minutes here. Lato finds Bonatini, who puts it inside to Jota. Back inside to Lato, who weaves his way inside, but another shot that just does not hit the target today. But we still get the 3 points. That's exactly what we need. It is going to get to the point where we're going to be winning so many of our games that we could potentially win the league before the end set of 3 games or something like that. If we could win it with 3 games to go, that'd be really, really nice. So that's the target right now. I want to be able to win the league before the last 2 or so games of the season. I hate it when it comes down to a couple of fixtures at the end. When the pressure's really on, I tend to crumble, let's be honest. So against Middlesbrough today, a very solid team, very good defensively. I've got a couple of players actually that I wouldn't mind looking at next season. Gibson, great defender. Friars, is it? Fryer, he looks very good indeed as well. And proved to be very difficult to beat them. They were really well set up defensively. And actually on the attack, they looked quite dangerous as well. This player here was weaving in and out of all of my players there. Gets a shot away, which goes over the bar and slightly wide, I believe. Now into the 77th minute, Bonatini turns his defender. They run around him for some strange reason. And Costa, he's on there to pounce. The rebound that came off the goalkeeper as he's kind of palmed it. It's not the greatest of saves, is it? But I tell you what, that replay, did you see how close I was to missing that with Costa? That would have been slightly embarrassing. But you can see here they had Randolph in goal. It's no wonder they had made 6 saves. But we do get the penalty and he saves that as well. He's unbelievable. The legend Randolph. He is just so difficult in this game for me to score against. I don't know why, but we come away with the win. Should have made it 2-0 with the penalty, which is a bit of a shame. I went to the left side and it was a good penalty. It was just saved. It's just the way it is. It wasn't a bad penalty at all. Just got unlucky that I didn't pick the right side. Now, into the next game against Hull. Another top 4 rival. We need to make sure we're winning these big games. Lovely little flick there from Cody, who was playing in midfield for this game. I mentioned it in the last episode, I believe, that we're a little bit short on midfielders because we sold a couple. But of course, we have reinforcements coming in next season. So for now, putting Cody in midfield is not a big deal. And actually, he was really good. Very strong defensively, but also going forward, picking out passes. Lovely pre-assist for this one. Cavallero ends up scoring it, but it was a lovely bit of work with Cody in midfield. And a lovely flick from Busquets. So much space to work with, and onto his weaker left foot, which was interesting. Finds the back of the net. I mean, who needs Brereton? Who needs Bonatini when you've got Cavallero up front, you know? And we had Eno Bakare on the right wing, and he's absolutely lightning quick. His finishing needs working on, but as soon as he gets the ball and runs behind the defence, there's not much stopping him. And there he is again. He's doing so well to beat players, but it just kind of comes to nothing, this attack, unfortunately. Cody on the ball again. Passes it to Busquets, who loses it. So after a lovely run with Eno Bakare, we just could not find the back of the net. But Cavallero is through again, 65 minutes in. Can we make it 2-0? We can't. Marshall, another goalkeeper turning into Neuer against us, or De Gea maybe. Just unbelievably unlucky. And actually, at this point, I realised Jota had picked up an injury. But I have found in the past, if you take a player off, it seems to be a worse injury than if you leave them on. So if they're able to continue, I do try and see if I can maybe run the injury off. But either way, if they're still injured at the end of the game, it doesn't seem to be too bad. And in the last dying moments of this game, for some reason I thought the goalkeeper was up, but he wasn't. And by the time I noticed him, I kind of panicked and didn't realise that maybe I had more time than I thought. So unfortunately, we weren't able to score another one-on-one, but it was the end of the game there. Hull City put up a good fight. No David Meyler in there. And we saw that Diego Jota has picked up an injury, 3 weeks out. So it's not the worst news. He'll be back before the end of the season, and it means Cavallero is just going to slot in on that left side. And he really suits it, by the way, because he's right-footed. So having Cavallero on the left with that pace, that strength, and the right foot cutting inside, a bit like Alexis Sanchez, won't be doing for Arsenal anymore. To be fair, as you're watching this, he might have already gone. As I'm recording this, it's not done just yet. He could be at Manchester United by the time this goes live. By the way, if you want to learn how to defend, watch this clip over and over again and do exactly the opposite to what I did. I just ran around him. What was I thinking? I don't know, but we get off to a terrible start here against Cardiff. And Ndiaye actually gave away the ball to concede the first goal, and now he's gone and got himself a yellow card. It could have easily been a red. Really bad challenge. It was my fault, poorly timed. And Bonatini now passing it inside to Zyro, who I was playing on the left side. Neves with the shot, which gets saved. Falls for Dalot, who passes it into Costa, and surely you've got to be scoring there. I mean, the keeper's done so well to save it. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but the shot wasn't even that far off, and my dogs are barking. That's great timing, isn't it? Trying to record here, you little shits. Anyway, Zyro was playing so well in this game. He's a lanky guy. He's kind of taller, stronger, but he is left-footed. So every time it falls to his right foot, I just think, why? Why can't I have it on his left? But fortunately, this time it does find the back of the net, and it was a close one. Zyro flicks it on for Bonatini here, who gets away with a little bit of a lucky deflection off the defender there, and Costa gets put through. He turns the game around. 2-1 now. Really nice assist from Bonatini. Just about outstretches his leg to knock the pass forward. And Costa's not going to miss that one. He seems to score the more difficult chances and miss the easy chances. Yeah, that happens quite often. Lato with a great bit of defending there, by the way. I had to put that one in there. He's not exactly a big guy, but he won his header when we probably would have conceded otherwise. Lovely bit of play from Cardiff. They should be levelling up there. They really should. It was through on goal, 1-on-1. Just not a good enough attempt. Zyro on the ball, puts it through for Bonatini once again. And for some reason, the referee decides that's not a penalty. Don't know about that. I think that should have been a penalty. He hasn't touched the ball and he's just knocked me off balance there. But guys, the game has finished and it's another win. We really are tearing teams up at the moment, doing really, really well. And we go into some training. Busquets and Dalot both going up by 1. Iorfa pretty much halfway to going up to 73. And he's turned out to be a brilliant acquisition. Obviously, we didn't sign him, but he was out on loan. And we all made the decision. I saw a lot of comments at the time that people wanted me to bring Iorfa back and terminate his loan so we can have him and use him. And it was a really good decision. He's such a good player. Not at right back. I didn't get a good feeling when he was at right back, but put him at right centre back and we're talking. He is absolutely incredible. He's tall, he's strong, he's quick. Just like Eno Bakare here, who's outpaced his defender there. Gets taken out, and that's going to be a yellow card for Chester, I believe it was. No, it was Curtis Davis, sorry. I think Chester plays for someone else. But yeah, we don't really do anything with the free kick, unfortunately. But we do win the ball at left back. We smack it up the pitch. And we had Wilson playing up front today. 60 rated Wilson, doing really well in real life. Not so high rated in this game. But Cavallero, who got the ball from that header, passes it back to Wilson after a lovely run. And he scores. It's his first game I've used him in. And he's brilliant. He really is. So I'm definitely looking to train him up a little bit. And I will not be selling him now. I think he could play a part in our series. It just depends on how fast he will grow as I put him into training. Because at 60 rated, he is a bit low. He's not really going to be Premier League quality for a little while. And that was unbelievable from Cavallero. Can you imagine if that went in? I was talking about scoring worldies, you know, not enough. That would have been a worldie for sure. And I'll tell you what, Derby were really trying to get back in this game. And it took them all the way into the 90th minute to finally get a shot on target that's actually gone in the back of the net. Terrible defending once again. Again, another round of applause. Well done, Matt, for defending so badly and letting them back in the game. And I thought maybe I could steal a win at the end there, but unfortunately not. Wilson picked up a little bit of a knock, by the way. He's only going to be out for 5 days, though, so nothing serious. So as it stands, had I won that game, we would have won the league title with 4 games to go. But now we have to get a point in our next game. Now, if I've got my maths correct, I haven't looked into it properly, but I'm pretty sure looking at it now, 1 point will do it. I believe that the goal difference would then be enough to win us the league, even if we lost the rest of our games after a draw. So it's looking very likely we're going to make it through via automatic promotion. I did not want to take part in the playoffs. It looks like Sheffield, Ipswich, Hull, QPR and Leeds will be fighting it out for those positions, but personally, I think QPR, they are going to make it to the top. I think they're going to finish in second. They're in some very good form. So thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And I will see you for the last episode of Season 1 in the next episode.